All right, everyone. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. Another trading week here. Got a couple things to talk about this morning. Got some important data and a Fed rate decision coming out this week. But before we get into all that, first I want to thank every single one of you that has subscribed to the channel so far. It's much appreciated. Again, thank you. And I've been enjoying reading a lot of your comments on some of my other videos, my shorts and stuff that I put out. Those are all cut from the lives, so everything you see in the shorts on my channel or on my socials is all straight from our lives every day. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate all of you thus far very much. All right, with that being said, we're about 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes away from market open. We got some important things coming out this week. Let's bring out our calendar here. Let's see. All right, here's our calendar. So today we had building permits, new home sales, I think is the more anticipated one. That's coming out at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Tomorrow we have durable goods, okay, at 8:30 in the morning. That can have an impact on the market, most likely will. Wednesday is the big one. Wednesday, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time is Fed rate decision. So the Fed's going to come out and decide whether or not to pause, decrease, or increase our Fed rate. Right now, and we'll talk about this more in a second, it looks like the market is expecting the Fed to hold, no cut. Okay. Thursday we have our normal jobs data. So we have continuing jobless claims, initial jobless claims, some pending home sales data, and then we have GDP also on Thursday. So your jobs and your GDP numbers come out at 8:30 in the morning. And then Friday, we have PCE numbers, okay? PCE numbers, again, 8:30 in the morning. That's going to have a significant information from the market, right? So pretty busy week this week with data. Looking forward to it, ready for it. Let's talk about the Fed rate decision. In the beginning of the year, when I first started doing these lives, we talked about how the market didn't really like the fact that the Fed was continuing to talk about holding rates where they are. And they're still high, right? So with all the data that we've been getting, which has been good data, the economy, including our jobs market, looks good. It looks strong. And so there's, I think, some confusion as to why the Fed is talking about decreasing the amount of expected cuts for 2025, right? Right now, or at least a few weeks ago, the Fed had come out and said that they're expecting to have 2 cuts this year for the entire year, okay? I don't really know, what 25 basis points, 50 basis points, it's not a lot. We're still sitting at 4.25 to 4.5, okay? So if we go look at the Fed rate monitoring tool, you'll see that there's a 95.6% chance that we get nothing. No cut, no increase. This is exactly where we're sitting right now. I believe it's like 4.33%, but this is the range that we're at, and the market, 95.6% of the market is expecting no cut, okay? If we get a cut, you might get some volatility in the market, because that's going to send some more confusion into the market, right? When there's confusion or there's the unknown, that's when you get volatility in the market. Because the market doesn't, the market has certain things priced in 6 months in advance, right? And if something big like this comes out that they weren't expecting, that's when you're going to get volatility. So tomorrow, Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I will be live for that. Okay, I will be live for the Fed rate decision, and I'll be live for the conference at 2:30. So if you guys are around, feel free to join me. Again, I'll be live Wednesday morning for the trading session, and then I'll be live for Daddy Powell to come out and speak, and we can watch what the market does together. But that's gonna be a big day. If we get nothing, if we get no cut, it's exactly what the market is expecting, and it'll be fine. Okay, until Mr. Powell comes out and speaks, and depending on what he says, we'll get some movement in the market. I don't trade during that because you're gambling, okay? Because you have no idea what the market's going to do, when it's going to switch directions, when Mr. Powell says something that the market likes or doesn't like, or whatever. It's gambling if you're trading during stuff like that. So I don't, but I will be here to watch it. I'll be here to bring my nobody cares about commentary, and then we can see how the market reacts, and that can kind of give us a little prep or an idea of what the next day might be like. So again, I'll be here both Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon for that. So that's that. A lot of stuff coming out today, or this week, sorry. And yeah, hopefully that it's been a lot of volatility this month so far, and it's led to not a lot of opportunities to trade, at least for me. I don't know if any of you out there feel the same way. Market open right now, guys. Yeah, so there hasn't been a lot of opportunity to place good trades, and the trades that I have placed were, maybe okay, super risky still, and to be honest with you, I've ended up in drawdown on my account. So I've heard other traders out there talking about the same thing, how it's been really slow so far this year in the markets as far as entries and stuff. So I'm really going to try to sit back and relax and wait for the prime opportunities to get into the market when there's not volatility involved, so that I can focus on making good trades and hopefully green trades instead of just killing my account. So market open here. Let's see what we got. Look at the day chart here. We had this this huge push down since market open last night, with the other sessions around the world, and we've retraced at least half of that so far. We are up above this support range that I have marked here. So let's see what comes of it. All right, this is the 4-hour. Big push down overnight. And we're starting to get some pushback here. So let's wait for the proper opportunity to get into something that's good. Right? That's my goal for this week, is to wait for the opportunity to make a good trade. Because I don't want to be wasting another account. So that's where we're at right now. Just a heads up, the VVIX is up at 114, which implies volatility, which I would expect honestly this week with the data that's coming out, especially Wednesday. It's been a topic, whether or not the Fed is overstepping, and we have our president who's now taken office, who's spoken a lot about getting rates slashed quickly. So there's a lot of back and forth and political, junk that could affect the market. I'm not saying it is or isn't, who really knows, honestly, but it could. See how oh boy, red market. Let me show you guys here real quick what I'm looking at here. It's just a heat map, and you can see majority of this is just NASDAQ. So the majority of the NASDAQ is red, especially the big players here, as you guys can see. It doesn't look like volatility, to be honest with you. This isn't what you would expect to see. You're not seeing big wicks, and you're not seeing huge candles that are overtaking the previous candle, which is what we have been seeing a lot in the market this month so far. This actually looks like normal movement in the market, which is strange to me, honestly. But again, the VVIX is up at 113, and anything above 100 implies volatility. So be careful. Let's use caution. The only thing I use the VVIX for is just to tell me, be cautious, right? So let's see here. We had a nice push on the opening candle that closed right at the high of pre-market, US pre-market. And we had a nice strong push above that. So a break in structure, although I don't really count pre-market once the market opens. I like to see what the market is doing during the actual open hours. And again, this price action does not scream volatility to me right now. This price action screams, more normal structure, but that doesn't mean that we can't just flip a switch and start seeing some volatility. So just be careful. So about 7 minutes in now. So VVIX is dropping a little, just so you guys know. Still testing the highs here today. VVIX is still above 100. But again, this doesn't look like volatility as far as price action goes. Just be a little cautious, that's all. So what I'm waiting for is obviously a clear direction for today. And then once we get that, I can start looking for some entries. So obviously so far we look like we're moving in a bullish direction. We're making progress, we're still making higher highs. Kind of a slow moving morning. Not what I'm used to seeing. This month so far has been very choppy, very volatile. And we might just get some slow movement until Wednesday afternoon, honestly. See what the Fed's gonna do. Again, right now the market is pricing in the Fed not doing anything. No cuts, no increases, just staying where we are on Wednesday. So there may be a little imbalance here. We did make higher highs here. And we left a little imbalance here. So let's see what we get for the next couple of candles. But it's slow moving. The volatility index is still holding around 112. Just makes me cautious that we're going to get some kind of move one way or the other. I mean, we should be seeing volatility according to the VVIX, but we're not. So just about filling this entire imbalance here. So let's see what how this candle and the next candle closes. So to be completely honest with you guys here, my strategy would be having me, as long as this candle closes bullish, hopping in here for a long at this close, setting a stop loss below this imbalance area here. But the volatility index has me worried. And now this candle just turned bearish still. So let's see how this closes. I'm not convinced, so I'm not going to waste a trade. Not here anyway, not yet. Yeah, so we just took out that imbalance area to the downside. So let me just mark out what I'm looking at here. And anybody watching this, if you disagree with me, please, put it in the comments. I'm here to learn just like everybody else is. But this is the area that I was looking at as an imbalance. But seeing how we kind of dipped through that, for me anyway, that's a no-go to the long side. That's not for me. Especially with the VVIX where it's at. It's putting doubt in my mind. Usually when we're above 100, you would expect to see a lot of volatility in the market, and the fact that we're not makes me wonder why. So I'm not convinced here. Not to mention, if we go back to the day chart, are we aiming for heading back down to the low here of the day, which is sitting on top of a support? That's what's kind of, all of that is kind of in the back of my mind right now, with volatility being above 100. We're not showing volatility in the market, but we've already made a low of the day. That's pretty far away from where we are right now. So I'm not really liking the setup here. I'd almost rather go short today. And I feel like we're just going to get either this slow movement for the rest of the day, or we're going to get a flush back down to the low and then maybe head back up again. But we're still making progress to the upside. It's just slow. Where are we headed? Are we headed to... It looks like right now we're kind of sitting at a resistance. So is that what where we're looking to grab liquidity, maybe? It's your 15-minute orb. You can see we did break out a little bit, but we pulled right back in. Did not sustain a breakout there. I don't know, guys. I feel like we're going to get a move to the downside today. That's just my opinion. It's just kind of what I'm seeing based on the larger time frames. The volatility being up, at least according to the VVIX. We're not seeing volatility in the market, but I feel like we're going to get this move to the downside. I can be completely wrong. It doesn't make a difference. I'm not making any moves right now, but I'm just super cautious with taking a long today because we're not getting these strong moves to the upside, and there's a lot of potential to move down, and there's a lot of downside, just based on the daily candle for today so far. So I don't know. I don't see any real conviction to the upside yet. I know we are moving that way, right? The trend so far since market open is up. We are making progress. It's slow progress. But that's what I mean. Even if we get in long here somewhere, how long is it going to take to get a, 2 to 1? VVIX is starting to move back up. I'm getting some rejections here up in this area. Still making higher highs. Although we're not closing with higher highs. I still think that there's a lot of potential for a downside move here. That's what's keeping me from going long, just based off the daily candle, based off the volatility index, which is sitting at 112 right now. I'm definitely not looking for any longs right now. I'm preparing to go short, which I could totally be off base by. But for me, based on the daily candle so far, there's more downside potential than upside, so I'm gonna wait and see if it presents me with a short entry. That's where I'm at. I think that's my bias for today, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait for a short entry. If it doesn't give it to me, that's fine. I'm just not convinced that we have this large upside. I'm not convinced that if I get in long somewhere, you know, here or around here, that we have enough to make a you know, a big enough move to even get a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. So, and we're not making any higher highs as far as closing candles. We're wicking, but there's not strong moves to the upside. And if you look at the volume too, the volume is decreasing with these smaller candles that are moving up. So even that gives me even more conviction that we might be getting tired here to the upside, and there could be a downside move approaching. And again, the potential for downside right now is better, in my opinion, than upside. So we wait. We wait. Hey Sean, sorry I didn't see your comment there. Thanks for the like, appreciate you. Watching closely here and diligently. Do we get a move to the downside? All right, so let's see how the next couple of candles go. Let's watch the volume and see if we get some increase in volume with these candles. Let's see if we get a break in structure. And let's see if we're going to get our downside move here. So 10 o'clock, our 4-hour and 1-hour candle closed. Our 4-hour candle did not overtake the previous. On the 1-hour chart, we actually left an imbalance that we just picked up. So to me, guys, right now, I'm looking for short. I'm even more convinced that I think we're going to get a downside move here. So let's wait for the right entry. I'll be honest with you, I really want to get in right now, but there's no proof yet that we're taking a move to the downside here. We haven't even made lower lows yet. So let's wait for some proof. Let's wait for some confirmation. Let's get some lower lows. Let's get a break in structure. Let's wait for the right opportunity, right? Okay, so there's our break in structure. We're just not getting the volume yet to the downside. We might be getting it now, though. Let's see if we can break these lows. I'd be even more convinced. Not that I'm not already convinced, but I'd be even more convinced that we're going to make a move to the downside. At this point, if I'm going to get in somewhere around here, I'm going to keep my stop loss above highs. Volatility is increasing right now, which again, more conviction that we're getting a move to the downside. I think if we break these lows, I'm going to wait for a little pullback unless we just take off here. So we broke these lows here. We got volume coming in. Volatility is increasing. We left a little teeny imbalance here. Teeny tiny. Volume is starting to build to the downside. I'm gonna go short here. Okay, stop loss is set above the highs of the day so far. Market open. Where do you guys see that I have my take profit is not where I would be aiming for. I'm aiming for the market open here, unless I get taken out already. Volatility is still increasing. The reason why I set this down here is because during this challenge, there's a consistency rule. It's a 45% consistency rule. I'm going to get taken out here. Yeah. So I just like to make sure I have a take profit set so that if we do get a huge move, I don't make more than I can, let's say, so that I remain in check with my consistency rule during the challenge. But what I will be doing is just trailing my stop loss. Once my challenge is complete, there's no more consistency rule, and I probably won't be setting take profits. I'll just be trailing my stop loss, which has been working for me when I'm back testing. So it helps me let my winners run and take profits when it's appropriate. If I just move my stop loss. Here comes the volatility that we haven't seen, right? Candle taking candle taking candle. So now I might have gotten in too early here, to be completely honest. Volatility still increasing. The VVIX, when I'm saying that, the volatility index is still increasing. Alright, well, now we just wait and see. I'm in, so it is what it is. I'm gonna let this play out. If we end up making new highs, it is what it is. And that's what is gonna invalidate this trade anyway, so that's where my stop loss is set. Otherwise, I still feel like we have a lot more downside potential than we do upside, so, you know, let's let it play out. When I started this challenge, I immediately started off with a losing streak. I broke that losing streak on Friday. My last trade of the day was a green trade. Nice screen trade, actually. Worked out well. I was able to trail my stop loss up with it. It was a nice move up, and we just got immediately hit with a dump on the NASDAQ, which I was able to catch really nice profits because I trailed my stop loss. And it was a really nice trade. So that ended my losing streak in this challenge so far. But let's see if we can continue now with some wins. All we can do is try to come up with the best plan based on what we see and stick with that plan. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Make a new one. If it's right, great. Take your profits, move on to the next one. That's all we could do. The big picture here, like in the 4-hour and the day chart, we're kind of trading sideways. We're definitely getting some consolidation, it seems like. Let's see. Be really nice if we can break these previous lows. Let's go. Let's go. Let's break here. Let's break below this here, and that would make me feel a little bit better about this trade right now. Let's go. So in all honesty, I did jump the gun in this trade. You know, I would have been looking for a move into this little tiny imbalance area here, which we didn't get before I got in. And then we got a move that completely blew through the imbalance. Kind of tested the highs a little bit, but it immediately got rejected, and now we're just consolidating here. So we'll see. In all reality, and again, with being completely open here, and now, you know, looking back on what I did here and when I got in, I should still be waiting. But we're in, so let's let it play out. Let's go. Let's make this move. Let's make this move. Can we get our move to the downside? So I'd be looking to take profits back down at the bottom of the opening range this morning. But again, I just trail my stop loss, and if we look like we have enough strength to continue, then I'll just keep trailing my stop loss. I have a take profit down here, just in the middle of nowhere over here, and again, that's just because while I'm in my challenge, I have to follow a consistency rule, and this is just in case we get a huge drop to the downside. This is nice. I like this. I don't go over what my consistency rule is. This take profit here is not in a particular spot. Okay, it's just at the price point that I can't go past for a daily gain. That's all that is. Okay, my actual strategy is to trail my stop loss. So once I'm done with my challenge, there is no more consistency rule, and I can let my winners run for as long as they will. But for right now, I have to set a take profit at my max daily goal, essentially, to maintain my consistency rule in this challenge. So before everybody jumps down my throat, asking why I chose that for a take profit, it is not in any particular place. If I was going to set a take profit in this trade, it would be right here at market open, the low of market open. Okay, and that's what I'm aiming for right now. That's where I'm seeing the market going back to, and then I will see how price reacts here and then make a decision then. But I just trail my stop loss. One of my biggest things last year was not letting my winners run and taking profits way too early. So I'm trying to overcome that by just trailing my stop loss and not setting a take profit and just letting it run. Let the winners go. Cut the losses for your losers. Let your winners run. I like what I see here so far. Once we break these lows over here, I will move my stop loss to break even. But I gotta see a complete change in direction before I do that. So let's get some momentum to the downside here. Let's go. Let's go. Volatility, the volatility index still increasing, still moving to the upside, which makes me think we are going to get a flush here. We're gonna get a little toilet flush. I should get a sound effect for that. Let's go. Again, I'm looking to see breaks of these lows here, and I will move my stop loss to break even at that point. Can probably move it down to somewhere in this area right now just to decrease my risk, and I think I will. This might be too soon, but I think I will. We'll do it above this here. Let's see if we can keep our momentum to the downside here. We are getting a slight increase in volume with these candles, so let's see if we can keep our downside move here. It's okay. I would expect a little bounce in this area. Right now, my risk is only 0.5%. Volatility still pushing up. Still a lot of red on our heat map. Nvidia is down 13.3% right now. Wow, we're getting big moves to the downside in these big players here. Amazon's down 2%, Palantir's down 4.1%, Google 3%, Microsoft 3%, but Nvidia is a 13.3% pullback. Wow. Is there any news for that? Nvidia down over 11%, on pace for largest percent decrease since March of 2020. What's going on with Nvidia today? Anybody know what's up with Nvidia? When do they have earnings? It's not their time yet, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Mm-mm. Might get stopped out here, guys. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get stopped out here. Yep. So it's a 0.5% loss there, guys. It's okay. Well, that was a risky trade, but, you know, gotta play to win. It's crazy that we're getting this. I want to see. I want to see the chart for Nvidia. Huge move to the downside of Nvidia. Huge gap between Friday and today to the downside. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, their earnings is not until February 26th. It's a month away. So what is today? What's going on today? Why the sudden decrease today? Micron is down 10%. I don't see anything in the news flow that is that what it is? Is it this DeepSeek thing that everyone's talking about today? Is that what it is? Just scaring the markets? Haha. We just made new highs. All right. Hey. You know? When you're wrong, you're wrong. It is what it is. Maybe the market does want to continue to push up. In all honesty, and I have to be honest with myself here, there is no entry here, either way, up or down. And at the end of the day, I should not have jumped the gun on this trade over here. So that's all on me. And again, that's just something I got to get over. So we did break structure here. Okay, we made new highs. We do have a little imbalance here. So if the market is going to continue to be bullish today, for me, I got to see a fill of this imbalance and a bullish candle for me to get in on, to go long. But I'm not going to be, I'll be honest, I'm not going to be jumping into any trades, you know, any more trades today, because again, the volatility is, and now we're starting to see a little bit of the volatility that the VVIX was telling us that there is. So let's just see. We'll see how it goes. This is crazy though. While we're waiting for something to play out here, I just want to talk about this China's DeepSeek that everybody's talking about this morning. So there's an article here from Reuters. U.S. stocks dropped sharply on Monday, led by technology shares, as surging interest in China's startup DeepSeek's low-cost artificial intelligence model raised doubts over the sector's lofty valuations. You know, NVIDIA's valuation is it's up there, and it's up there for good reason. Okay, I'm not saying that I disagree with it. They were the only player in the game, really, and especially the only player in the game that was able to get the technology out to the companies that wanted it for AI. Every company is using NVIDIA's hardware. IBM, Google, Tesla, all those companies are just ordering massive amounts of their product. So yeah, their valuation was high, but warranted because the demand was there, right? It only takes another company to come out of the nowhere, come out of the woodworks, and start producing and shipping product as well, for those valuations to be rethought. And it looks like that's what's happening today. It looks like that's what the sharp decrease in NVIDIA stock is today. Is just this other company that other people are now starting to look at. It doesn't even take much. They're just saying, hey, there might be another player in the game here. So it looks like that's what's going on with NVIDIA's stock today. And it's not just NVIDIA, it's all of them. All of the AI, Broadcom, Marvel Technology, all of them are down pretty substantial today. And it looks like that's what it is. It's just, there might be some other players in the game, and that's going to, it's going to cause reevaluation. That's it. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Oh, did NVIDIA just recover like almost all of it? And that's why the NASDAQ just pushed up? Nah. Did it? Well, it looks like NVIDIA's starting to recover. Yeah, NVIDIA's in the green now. 0.31%. And there you go. There you go, right? So it's interesting that the NASDAQ still had enough to push up while their technology sector, I mean, the NASDAQ is mostly technology anyway, but I guess that's why it's interesting that we had this push up when everything else was red. But now we're starting to get a little recovery on NVIDIA. Not just NVIDIA, all of the stocks, Marvel, Broadcom, Meta, Microsoft, they're all break even right now on the day. So yeah, now we might be, getting this conviction to the upside. All right, so let's see. Boy, that changes everything just like that, right? Just like that. That's it. So we do have this little area of imbalance right here. This is what I'm seeing. We had a break in structure. We left a little imbalance here. We got nothing here. So maybe if we get a pullback into here, we can look for a long trade. Volatility index dropping a little bit, but we're still at 111. I don't know. I don't know. Down 0.5% today so far. Jumped in on a trade too early. My account total, I'm down 3.5% or 3.6%. 2.6% total. That's 2.6% drawdown. Oh, let's go here. I think. Yeah, 2.6% in drawdown so far in my total account. Phase one, I have to hit 10%. So I have 12.6% to go. So my losing streak continues. Hey, you're not going to see it anywhere else. Here, live in my challenge account, no cuts, no baloney. All my red trades and all my green trades. Nothing to hide. It's all right here for you to see live. I changed nothing. This is it. This is the real story of trying to become funded, profitable, or just a trader that can be consistent. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. It could be done, and it will be done, but it's a struggle. For sure. Yeah. So. And I got to be honest with myself along the way, right? Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to fix anything, you know? I got into this trade back here. There was no entry there. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. Shouldn't have got in here. I should have waited for things to play out. And that's on me. It is what it is. It's not the market's fault. It's not anybody else's fault. That's on me. The market's not targeting you. It's not targeting your stop loss. Like, it's not. It's just, you know, the market moves the way it moves. Yeah, you know, the algorithms and big smart money looks for where stop losses would be. It's not personal, but that's how the game works. So, you know, if you think that way too, and try to get an entry where you think other people put their stop losses, you're more likely to be aligned with smart money. And if you can align yourself with smart money, you're more likely to be consistently successful. And I know it doesn't really mean much coming from me, but I'm more talking to myself than I am you guys, so. All right. Let's hang on a little bit more. See if we get any moves today. I still got to obviously work on being a little bit more patient. take a little screenshot here. So let's do this one. Volatility is now moving a little bit more to the downside. The VVIX. So one of the other things that I need to work on also, I'm realizing, is my daily bias, right? Because that plays a big role. And yeah, I guess I need to figure out a better way of doing a better job of picking a daily bias. And I don't know if, for me, I should just kind of stick with what I'm seeing on the chart that I'm trading versus trying to figure out what the larger time frame charts are showing. I mean, I guess you can make an argument that we are still in a uptrend. I mean, well, I don't know, because if you can draw a trend line on the NASDAQ on the day chart, and we broke that trend line a few weeks ago and have continued down to the downside. But then you can draw a trend line on that as well, and we broke that too. So the struggle is real. I think I just need to simplify and just look at the chart and trade the chart that's in front of me. I think that's what I need to do. I think I just need to simplify this process and just trade the chart in front of me. That's it. And stick with my strategy. You know, I think that's what I got to do. It's crazy that we had that crash today in the AI sector, really, just because, you know, China has this new company. DeepSeek. If you guys are looking for what's going on today, I believe that's what is happening. NVIDIA was down over 13% today, along with most of the other big AI names, because of this new company, DeepSeek, from China. That's it. And now it looks like most of those companies are recovering so far today. Let's take another look at the chart for NVIDIA. I don't know if that was a recovery. I think that was just a, well, I mean, it could be. So Nvidia's back to pretty much where it opened on the day today, and showing resistance there. So there still may be some more downside yet. So I could either use this, see how price looks within here, and use it to maybe go long, or maybe I use it to go short. If we break through it, you know, let's see. This gap down here doesn't mean anything to me because there was no break in structure with it. This, we had a break in structure. We made new highs on the day. And when I say on the day, I mean New York session. So new highs in the New York session. So we had a break in structure here. We left an imbalance. So I'd want to see a retrace to this imbalance. Watch what price does within here. And if we respect it, then we can look to go long here. If we don't, then you can maybe look to go short. You'd be targeting maybe these lows here, maybe. Just gonna take a quick phone call here, guys. So I'll be right back.